Hey guys, welcome back to the second part of What If Area appeared earlier in the series, part 2. Sorry about part 1. I'm having some technical issues. And I can't, the screen keeps on going dark and turning off. So sorry if I keep on pressing things. So let's begin. So we skip to the 1 week after the whole entrance exam. Izuku would get his letter, and Eri wanted to watch, so she's right next to Izuku. As All Might would say, congratulations, young Midoriya. You have gotten first place in the entrance exam. With more than 70 villain points and 60 rescue points, you were the top of the chart. Yeah. And by the way, I talked to the principal, and he says that you may have special permission to bring your little sister to school. And till then, go beyond plus ultra. As there was Eri and Izuku would be very happy and glad about this. Inko enters the room and hears everything. They would all hug each other and jump up in excitement as a package arrives, and they see 2 packages. And Izuku opens one of them, and he sees his uniform. He opens the other, and he reads a note saying, what should it say? The little one's uniform. As he would pull out a small, kid-sized UA uniform. And he just smiles and nods his head. As we go to the first day of school, and basically both Izuku and Eri would get dressed as Inko would go to work. And Izuku and Eri would be at the front of the Class 1A door. And basically everything going as in canon. It's in the anime. Izuku and Ida and Bakugo arguing as Ida will walk up to Izuku and saying the same thing, as Ida would see Eri hiding behind Izuku. As Ida would say, asking, so did you get the permission to bring her? Izuku nodding his head and saying, yes, I'm allowed to bring her here. But she's still kind of a bit scared around new people. As Ida would see Mina trying to rush up to Eri, as it would then just be holding Mina, as she would say, oh come on, I want to see the cutie. As Eri would be hiding behind her, Tsuraka would pop up, and then Eraserhead would say, if you're just gonna be here to chat, then you should leave. As he gets out of his sleeping bag and say, put these PE uniforms on and meet me outside. And Midoriya, it's okay, I can take care of your little sister. As Izuku would say, okay, oh, Eri, can you go with this man? Oh, while I change, I promise I'll be right back. As Eri would be a bit hesitant and say, okay. And they all changed and went to the testing grounds as Izuku would see Eri, and he would just walk up to him as Eri would just run up to Izuku and hug him. And so we go, and then Mr. Aizawa would give a ball to Izuku and says, throw it. Don't worry, you can use her. And you can use her to not break your bones. But first, I want to see how far you can get with just your regular form without using her quirk. As Izuku would nod and use full cowling 5% and throw the ball. You get around 652 meters. As always, then give Izuku another ball, and he would say to everyone, now let's see what he can do with his full power. As Eri would hug Izuku's leg as she uses her quirk, and she's pretty much gotten a mastery of it. And Izuku would power up the full killing 100% and throw the ball as a shockwave, then go and basically he would get about 500,011 meters as everyone's jaws would drop down. As Bakugo will be extremely angry as this and says, Deku, you bastard, how'd you do that? You better tell me or I'll... As his quirk then stops, and Aizawa would wrap his scarf around him, as he would say, if you keep on acting like that, I'll expel you. Well, it won't matter anyway. Last place would be expelled. And they would all go on to every single test, as Izuku would just be getting first place because he was allowed to use Eri. As Mineta would be the last and be in last place, as he would get expelled. As Momo was shocked that in her mind she would say, wait, so he wasn't kidding about the expulsion? And Aizawa would then say, that's right, I wasn't kidding. Now get out of here, Mineta. As, yeah, Mineta's not there anymore. Sorry, Mineta. And as I was fine, he would say, maybe this is a good time to put a new student in the class. As, the next day, or no, after that, after all the classes, and Uraraka would then go up to Izuku, just having a little chat, as he would say, but don't you think you're overdoing it, like using your little sister as a weapon or something? Izuku will be shocked and kind of angry at this and would say, no, look, my little sister likes to be with me, and besides, all the stress just activates her quirk, and whenever it activates on accident and she loses control, I'll be there for her. As Eri would hug Izuku, and both of them understanding. Yeah, you don't know Rocket. As they would all go to the station, as a week later, everyone just getting everything is in the anime. The hero class as Izuku's costume design would be the same as in Season 5, but only a lot more durable as Izuku would see that One For All, oh come on, as One For All basically breaks all of his clothes, as he would put in all the details, and now basically he has like a costume that would basically won't break when he uses his full power. As he puts on the thing to carry Eri, that was weird, and she puts Eri on his back, and is sealed for safety, of course. As he steps out, as Uraka would see Izuku and would say, "Wow, nice costume. It really suits you. I should have been specific with my costume. This costume is way too tight." As Izuku would just blush at this, but then he would say, well, it looks good on you. And then I would say, also, Aizawa decided to bring in another new student, just to replace the expulsion of Mineta. As the new student would come out, and this would be, who should it be? Yeah, I'm not sure. I could use Shinso, but no, should it be Shinso? I am not really sure. Okay, fine, Shinso. Yeah, the new student would be Shinso. As everyone in the mind saying, he looks like a Mr. Aizawa. As they would all begin their battles as Izuku and Uraka entering the building with, of course, little Eri. As Bakugo would just be yelling, "Deku!" as he quickly turns on Eri's watch and activates to 50%. No, wait, why did I say watch? No, I meant that, well, both Izuku and Eri have a very strong bond, so they know pretty much when to activate and how much percentage. As they both use 50%, and Izuku grabs Uraka and dodges this as he uses Air Force on Bakugo, but Bakugo just explodes it. And basically, and Izuku would just say, "Go get the bomb. I'll deal with Bakugo." As Uraka would nod and then rush to find the bomb. As Izuku would be looking towards Bakugo, as Akko is just enraged and just ferociously attacks Deku, as Deku kept on dodging this and kept on using Air Force on him. But Bakugo just shrugs it off and ignores the pain as he pulls the trigger and a big explosion occurs as Izuku and Eri will be frightened, and Izuku would have no choice but to use both cannons as he used One for All Air Force Cannon as a big gust of wind would collide with the explosion as it would dissipate, and Izuku would rush to Bakugo, punching him in the gut and knocking him back into a wall, knocking him out. As Izuku would use the capture tape and rush to Uraraka. As Uraraka is trying to touch the bomb, but Ida kept on moving it. As Izuku rushed to them, and in Ida's mind would say, "Oh great, this is not good. He's much more faster than I am." And Ida trying to run away and kick Izuku. Izuku would dodge it and use Air Force to send Ida to the wall as Uraraka would touch the bomb. I would say the hero teams win. And basically every fight going as in canon. Oh, by the way, Shinso uses brainwash and makes the villain team win. Yeah. As Momo kept on. Yeah, as Momo was creating bars like a prison and just captured the hero team. Yeah. Pretty much. And we would skip to the USJ as Izuku is sitting right next to Eri, and Eri just still kind of frightened, would just be leaning on Izuku, just sleeping and hiding. Izuku would have his arm around Eri. His Mina would comment saying, "Man, your little sister is so adorable." And Izuku would then chuckle at this and say, "Thanks." And Suyu would just be asking the same question, and yeah, every conversation going as in canon. As you arrive at the USJ, All Might is actually there, because if you didn't know, in the last part, Eri rewinded All Might's injury and put him back to his prime, as All Might was basically training, so he basically stronger than ever, past his prime. And basically, everything going as in canon, but with All Might there, as the villains would then appear as suddenly Kurogiri makes 3 Nomos appear. Yes, there are 3 Nomos. As Kurogiri would teleport all the students, as Izuku and Eri would just be in the water. Izuku holding tight to Eri, as a water villain tried to attack him. Izuku just defending him would use an Air Force. But then he would feel something pulling him, as Sue would just use her tongue to capture both Shinso and Izuku and pull him to the boat. And I think they do the same tactic as Izuku asked Sue to put Eri on his back. As she does this, and Izuku just goes up to the air using float. Yeah, if you didn't know, he already had float, and he would use Air Force Cannon and make a big typhoon as they would then escape. As All Might and Aizawa were fighting the villains, as All Might was fighting 3 of the Nomus. One Nomu is the same as in canon, the other one is twice as strong, and the other one is 3 times as strong. I know you hate me for putting 3 overpowered Nomus. Well, for this video, have to. Anyways, Izuku will rush to the scene and power up to 70% as All Might and Izuku will just be fighting off against every Nomu. As they would then begin to defeat the 3rd and 2nd strongest, as they would then begin to fight against the 1st strongest. As they kept on fighting, Shigaraki tried to touch Aizawa, but Shinso brainwashed him and captured him. As Kurogiri tried to teleport everyone away, but Bakugo just grabbed Kurogiri. And we go back to All Might and Izuku's fight as they finish the Nomu off with the double Detroit Smash and send the Nomu flying. So All Might was only using 20%, with Izuku using 30. No, 70. I'm messing up here. Yeah, All Might's gotten stronger. And we just skip, as Izuku didn't need to break his bones, and All Might can still keep one for all. Oh, come on! I gotta. We're having some technical issues. Hold on. I hate this phone. Hold on. Gotta fix this real quick. Sorry, guys. As we go to the UA Sports Festival, and basically everything going as in canon. Oh wait, no, they got the class representative. And Izuku would be the one to get the most votes, as Momo would be second deputy. Yeah, as everything going as in canon, and Azita would then get the position of class rep, and basically they go on to the UA Sports Festival, and Izuku would be the one to say the words. And he would say, I just want to say, I hope you all do well in the, hold on, what was it called? Sorry guys, in the tasks, and everyone would just nod their head in determination as they go on to the first one, as Izuku would be putting Eri on his back without anybody noticing, as everyone just shoving each other, as Izuku would just be using full cowling, flying over everyone, but would grab Uraka and Ida and get them to the front and drop them off, and then everything going as in the anime, but Izuku actually gets first place as he flies over everything. And all the heroes are impressed, but still have some concerns about the little girl being on Izuku's back and wondering if that's allowed. Yeah, and Todoroki and Bakugo eventually winning. I think it was Todoroki that got second and Bakugo got third. Yeah. So go on to the Cavalry battle. Izuku decides to let Ares sit this one out, and everything going as in the anime, as Izuku actually knows how to. He isn't breaking or making his arm sore, so he uses uh he uses the finger flicks to win second place. As we go on to the battles, everything going as in the anime, but actually Izuku everything goes in the anime has Shinso brainwashing Izuku fighting this, breaking his bone, 2 fingers, and and getting Shinso a knockout. Yeah, out of the arena. And and we go on to the fight with Todoroki and Izuku as Eri decides that she wants to join, and so Izuku just lets her join. As the Gull fight starts, Izuku will power up to 50%. Todoroki just using ice, but Izuku would just easily be breaking them with one finger flick, not breaking any bones. As Izuku would give the same speech to Todoroki, allowing Todoroki to use his flames. And Izuku would then power up to 100% and rush at him as Todoroki would do the same, shooting off his full powered hot and cold side. And when the dust clears, yeah, Todoroki got knocked out. As every hero in their minds would say, wow, together these two are very strong. As they would go on to the final round, Izuku would just easily Bakugo seeing Izuku's strength would increase his training as he would be stronger and would keep on trying to get Izuku with that explosion, but has the stupidest idea ever. He tries to land an explosion on Eri, as Izuku would see this and would get enraged and punched Bakugo in the stomach, as he would yell, "Don't hurt her!" As Izuku would then land a full power punch, blowing Bakugo out of the ring, and and Izuku getting first place, and is actually glad that this Eri actually got a medal, saying, I don't know, you could comment down below whatever it says, Eri got a medal. And we go to the internships and everything goes in the anime. Izuku, picking the name Deku, and Midnight then would say, "Do you think you should pick out a hero name for your little sister there? After all, she is kind of your sidekick." Izuku and Eri would look at each other, and Izuku replies saying, "We're gonna have to think about that." As you can all comment down below, what do you think Eri's hero name should be? Yeah, what do you think her hero name should be? And we basically go as in the anime, as Grand, as choosing Gran Torino, and Gran Torino would actually be making Eri laugh all the time, as Eri sees him as a fun guy. Izuku's happy about this. Gran Torino just gets serious and says, "Now listen, young Midoriya. you shouldn't be you shouldn't be relying on your sister all the time. You will have to train harder to be able to handle the full power of One for All without her. So we will be training your body up a little more. As you will be training, as Izuku is actually 10% able to use One for All. As you'll go on patrol, and you know what happens. The Nomu would appear. Izuku would use 10% Air Force on the Nomu, knocking him back. Gran Torino jumping in to beat the Nomu. As Izuku will put Eri on his back, everyone would recognize him from the sports festival. And one of them would say, "Hey kid, the #1 winner of the sports festival, what's your hero name?" Izuku will look back and say, "My hero name is Deku." As he would jump off and would fly off to see that there were a lot of Nomus, and he would realize that Ida isn't there, so you know what happens? Then going as in the anime, but Izuku with Eri would punch Stain and send him to a wall, knocking him unconscious. As Eri would get off Izuku's back and heal both Ida and the other hero. As I think going as in the anime, but they didn't need to get to the hospital, as the dog chief, whatever, would have the same speech as he would say, but young Midoriya, you should be more careful. After all, you are using the little girl internship. You do realize it's more dangerous out there. You need to be more careful, or else she could be in danger too. As Izuku would nod and say, I promise I'll protect her. As the internships end, as Izuku would say, thank you for the training. It's been fun. As Gran Torino would say, you're most welcome. I enjoyed the company. As they would leave and go back to UA. and the whole All Might race challenge, as Izuku would just win it by just using Deku decides to use his to win the race without using Eri, as Eri would sit this one out. And Izuku would just be jumping and jumping, but since he's more aware, he doesn't actually trip this time and wins first place. As All Might would do the same thing as in canon, tell him the whole origin story of One for All and All for One. And Izuku is a bit more protective of Eri. Sorry about that. And we go on to the I'm not sure how these are in order. And go on to the finals. Is everything going as in the anime? But Shinso actually brainwashes Midnight and captures her. As the All Might, Bakugo, and Izuku fight. Bakugo will be trying to beat All Might, but All Might is much more stronger in this version and beats Bakugo. Izuku steps in and just fights All Might as he makes enough of a distraction for Bakugo to get out as he wins the whole exam. And this is where I'm going to leave it off, so next part is the camp. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Again, comment down below what Aries' sidekick hero name should be. And I'll see you next time.